This is the Healy Brothers Show.
All right, so we have Heather Bell on the show today, on the podcast today. Welcome to the Healy Brothers Pod.
Thanks for having me.
So today's topic is going to be about supporting local business and what Orange County Chamber of Commerce does. I think you do a phenomenal job. We just had an event a couple of weeks ago that was excellent. So I really want to be here to support you and have you tell the whole county on what you do and how you do such a great job, especially for us and so many other businesses. So if you just want to start off and just give you a brief background of yours, tell you what you do at Orange County Chamber of Commerce, and then we'll get moving.
Thank you. So Heather Bell in general, my career started with Heineken USA in community and government relations. Was there for a decade, decided it was time to be an entrepreneur. So I hung out my own shingle and had my own small business. It was a very successful business, but then I was romanced away by the YMCA. So I like to say that I have the melting pot of experience to run a chamber between community and government relations, corporate, international trade, as well as small business and nonprofit. It really helps me be in a qualifying position to help every one of our members. And came to the chamber in 2020, January of 2020, that pivotal year, as director of membership. Help grow the business through the pandemic, and in January of 21 the board decided to make a change in leadership. I took it over. We've grown exponentially over the last 5 years. I can't say enough great things about the things that we do. But the chamber itself has been around for over 140 years. It was
that long?
Yeah, it was the east.
I gotta catch up on my history.
Yep, it was the east and the west of Orange County chambers, and in '98 it merged to one chamber.
Oh wow! Well, I'm learning something new today. So, do you want to give a little more background what the main duties of the Orange County Chamber of Commerce are?
Sure.
Just a little more background, a little more in depth about it, so our listeners can understand.
I love talking about this.
I moved meetings, so we have time today. Let's do it.
Okay. So typically the perception is that a chamber is just networking. And I loved that I was able to sit in the position of director of membership for a year because I heard all the negativity. And one of my biggest goals in life is to always take a negative and turn it into a positive. So that's really the mission that I've been on since I took over leadership, is to take all the negative and turn it into a positive. So while we do offer opportunities for networking, and we do have an awful lot of events, our events are also focused on education for our businesses. We not only have live events for education, but we also meet our members where they are with virtual events for education. For example, we host twice a year sexual and workplace harassment training for free for our members. That is a requirement, as you know, by the Department of Labor. That
all our employees have to do it. So.
Yep. And you, as an employer, have to be retrained every year.
Yep.
And if you can't show that to the DOL,
HR's Uncle Frank and Liz are always on it at the HR department, so they're making sure we get it done.
So we offer that for free. Think about it. If you were a small business or a nonprofit and you couldn't afford $1,500 to have a consultant.
That's make or break too.
Right. To have a consultant do that for you. Where are you going to get that training for free so that you can make sure that you're compliant? So we offer that twice a year for free for our members.
I mean, every little expense matters, especially in a small business, because in the beginning, it's make or break whether you survive. Mm-hmm. And a lot of businesses fail in the beginning, so it's awesome you guys do that. And I mean, there's so much more you guys do than that. That's just one little piece of the pie. So going into it, what else are you doing? I know the sexual harassment is another thing. What else are you doing to support the local business? I know we have some big businesses that are involved. Mm-hmm. We have the big banks involved. We're actually not the biggest. We're mid-level. You have Medline involved. Mm-hmm. So you have all these big businesses, and then you have all the way down to small little coffee shops and all that. So do you just want to talk about more what you're doing to support that smaller entrepreneur, to really get them up and going and support them to be successful?
Sure. So to help an entrepreneur be successful, we also have our Chamber Grow program that I developed and worked with the SBA and the SBDC to put their seal of approval on. That's a program that runs for an entire year to help with entrepreneurial success. But in the grand scheme of things that people don't see in the background every day is how we advocate. So, for example, the MTA tax that is being proposed against Orange County businesses. I wrote an op-ed recently, came out, started talking to local lawmakers and saying, hey, this is so unfair to the businesses of Orange County that have a one-way rail line. It's not what you see here on the Hudson line. It's one way that goes up to Port Jervis. The conductor gets from this side of the train, walks to that side of the train, and zoop, back down. And it doesn't even go to the city. It goes to New Jersey, and they have to turn around. Now, I get it. The MTA has had budgeting problems. They've been having them since 2009. But taxing the businesses of Orange County is not the answer to your financial irresponsibility.
Oh,
So-
yeah. And we all know the MTA issues.
Yeah.
I think the world knows the MTA issues, especially in our area.
And it's not that I'm against the MTA, just run it better. Don't expect to be making your financial deficit close on the backs of Orange County businesses.
Yeah. So just turning the page a little bit here, how obviously some businesses get in trouble and you're always there to support. What are some things you do? Like say they're having a bad year or taxes have gone up or, hey, something's happened with their business. What are you doing to support that person?
So-
and then the business.
Right. So we sit down, and I just recently did this with a business. We sit down and we have a conversation about what is your business plan? How have you gotten close to it? What have you been doing? Most times, I'm finding that they don't even have a business plan.
Really?
So there's a lot of people through the pandemic that said, I'm not going to work for this construction company anymore. I'm going to open my own construction company. I'm not going to give this gym half of what I could potentially make being a personal trainer on my own. So they decided they were going to open their own business. But they did it without business acumen, without foresight, and without training,
Yeah.
right?
It's a big step. It's a lot different when you're working for yourself.
Yes. And you might have the best trade out there, but if you don't have the business acumen to support it, you're not going to be successful. So most times when I sit down with a business that's in trouble, it's because they didn't do the foresight and the planning. And so we try to get to them before they get to the point where they want to close their doors. We help them identify lending opportunities, maybe an SBA loan. But like you saw with Highland Falls businesses, they had a disaster, and FEMA did not support the businesses. They only support the residences. So, yeah, you can get an SBA loan at a small, low interest rate, but you weren't planning on taking out a loan for your business anyway. So that wasn't even a part of your business plan. So how do you save your business before you lose your business? And we sit down and we figure that out. There's grants, there's opportunities out there that we can help them with.
And then also, I'm sure you put them in touch with other businesses that have gone through hardships and
Oh,
understand it. And I think that's one thing that's so great. First off, you bring the energy to them. So you understand, like, hey, it's not over yet. We could get through this.
Yeah.
And then you have the knowledge from being your own business owner, working for another company, and you know the hardships of all of it.
Yeah.
And when when you are your own business owner, there's no time off.
No.
It's this
That's why
all
I
day.
left it. I
Yeah.
was 24 every weekend, every holiday. I had an event planning business, and I couldn't do it anymore.
I can only
It burned me
imagine
out.
how you're probably doing more than 24 hours in a day if that's even possible.
Absolutely.
But I think it's just a phenomenal job. I mean, just as the emails going out, the different things you offer, you bring people together and you make sure everyone interacts.
Mm-hmm.
I think for the small business owner and the entrepreneur that's really getting into it, it really makes them feel comfortable. And when you talk to those people, they're like, okay, I'm not alone at this. I think that's the most important thing. They got to understand they're not alone. And I think you do a phenomenal job bringing them and bringing them the knowledge they need to get through situations. So kudos to you on that. And
Thank you.
it's always a pleasure to see. And so many people talk so highly of you
Thank
that
you.
do it. So also, one other small business owner, Diplomat Cafe. We're trying to get her on. She does a phenomenal job, and we love her coffee. So
Oh,
we got it.
Irina. Yes, that was actually an entrepreneur that I helped.
Yeah, we saw you. We saw you there. That's why I was like, we got to go through Heather to get her. Heather will get her on.
I'll get Irina
Yeah.
on. Irina, we need you.
Yeah. So, when you talk about your focus for the Chamber of Commerce, where's the main focus, and then where does it dwindle out from there? What is your everyday focus for the county?
Every day is different. Bottom line is that we need to be able to be relatable to Diplomat Cafe, to Healy Brothers, to one of the biggest employers in our county, Montefiore St. Luke's. Every single organization needs to understand that we are there to support them and what that means. It's going to be different for Diplomat Cafe than it is for Healy Brothers. And if we don't have the resources, we're going to point you in the right direction to find them.
Yeah, I think one big part is I think the bigger companies you help us understand as we understand that small business needs to stay there.
Yeah.
It's great for our economy. At the end of the day, it trickles to us.
Yes.
So the more of them that survive and grow locally, the better we all survive. And small business is the backbone of the United States
It
in
is.
general, especially our county.
Yeah. Orange County is 85% small business.
So it's so crucial for you to help them and help them thrive. Because like I said, at the end of the day, the big businesses will survive, and they also need that support from small business.
Sure.
Whether we like it or not. Or
We actually did a whole series on how big business supports small business.
Oh, well, excellent. We got to hear more about that. So what are some success stories that you've seen since I know you just became the CEO? I mean, it seems a while ago now for how much has happened in the last 5 years, but since 2020, what are some success stories that you've seen with small businesses just actually thriving through the COVID into now? And now it's like, wow, it's amazing to see.
So I'll actually just do the last year. We just recently got a testimonial from Live Free Fitness.
Okay.
And
Where's that located?
that's in New Windsor.
Okay.
So it's holistic. It's yoga, coaching, massage. So it's Live Free Fitness and Wellness. And just recently, the owner of that organization reached out and said, I have to tell you that we had a 23% increase in revenue last year, and the only difference is that we joined the chamber.
Wow. That's gotta feel good for you and your team.
Yeah, that
That's
was
pretty
a
amazing.
huge success. Yeah.
That's pretty amazing. Wow. That's super, super impressive. I'm sure they worked hard, but just having you guys by their side is definitely a win. I'll have to meet them for sure. Who's the owner?
Frank Volpe.
Oh, I did meet him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was the owner of that.
Yeah. He
Wow.
also owns Brothers of the Leaf.
Okay, yeah, Brothers
Cigar
Leap is the one. Okay,
Yeah.
that's the one we talked about when I met him at the event.
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
And Event Elixirs.
Oh, so he's
So that's like a mobile bar.
what a genius play that is.
Yeah.
Mobile bar.
Yep.
That sounds pretty good. So moving on, let's talk a little bit about the Hudson Valley and Orange County. Where do you see business going? Is there growth here? Do you see businesses thriving in the long part? Do you see like a lot more corporate coming in here? How do you see Orange County?
So Orange County is the crossroads of the Northeast. Every major highway in the Northeast runs through Orange County with the exception of 95. There is no way that Orange County could not be successful because of that infrastructure. And the diversity in the business, you have that one-person cafe, and then you have that 2,000 person warehouse. There's a huge diversity in the business arena, but also the tourism. And we really got to shout it out to Amanda Dana and the county.
We're trying to get Amanda on here too.
I'll
Yeah, I think we might have
you know,
her.
your
I think we
chamber
reached
makes
out.
connections.
I know. I know that's why we have to have you on first. I can't be having all these connections on without you on.
You got it. But yeah, so the tourism in Orange County is just, it's exploded and continues to. And now that is business attraction. So we work very closely with tourism. We work very closely with the Orange County Partnership, with the county's economic development. And it's all that snowball effect. You know, the Disney, if you build it, they're going to come. Was it Disney or was it Field of Dreams? Some of them,
Yeah.
someone said that.
Yeah.
But if you build it, they're going to come. So here came Legoland. And prior to Legoland, we had the Castle Fun Center. Well, the Castle Fun Center is still there and continues to expand
And innovate.
innovate.
That guy is super innovative.
Yeah.
He always comes up with new stuff to draw attraction. It's unbelievable.
Right. So now we're becoming a tourist destination. People are coming here for Legoland, for Woodbury Common. That's one of the biggest tourist attractions in the United States is Woodbury Common, right? Okay. So Brian says, okay, I'm going to innovate. I'm going to add more. So now people are coming and actually staying in Orange County. One day they'll go to Legoland. Next day they'll go to the castle. Maybe another day they'll go over to 12th Rock Sports. There's frozen ropes. There's so many different things that you can do. Or maybe you just head up 17 a little bit and you go to the Cartwright.
And then also for the adults, like it's not just for children.
Yeah.
The adults, we have the best beer gardens. We have the best
Oh,
we have the best wineries like in the Northeast. We have the Hudson Valley. So like our fall season is probably the most beautiful season in the country. Like, it's stunning
Agree.
up here. And you even see, like, the wealthy people buy second homes just right outside the city in our area, just because of the seasons and the land you have and
There
all
was a
the stuff we
huge
offer.
migration from the city and Westchester up into Orange and Ulster counties during the pandemic. Huge migration. Those people haven't moved out. It might be a weekend home now, but they're still there. And they're looking for something to do. And if you look on orangeny.com, which is our website, you'll see that there's a calendar of events. All of our members can post their events there. And if you're a member of the chamber, you also get the opportunity to make us a co-host on your events. So then your events are now on our social calendar. And there's so much to do. Again, the tourism website has a calendar of events. We were just over at Penning's, Christopher Jacobs Penning's Winery the other day.
Great spot. Excellent spot.
They have such a great following for their Friday nights that they've decided to open up on Thursday nights for families. Be innovative, change, add new things.
Those spots are so great too. I mean, on the weekends they're so busy. Also, another thing I want to shout out: we always thought, like, the residents, oh my God, there's gonna be so much traffic. We have all this stuff now. You see a little bit of busyness on the weekend. It's so good for our small businesses. When you go to Limoncello and you see that boutique hotel packed with kids happy and everything downtown, but Goshen's not over flooded where you can't move around. It's the right mix. And like the small pizzeria that's so busy on a Saturday, that needs it that day a week because Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's not that busy. We don't have that many residents. So it's a healthy mix for our economy. And like you said, I think Orange County is only the beginning. Now, especially, we seem to have the dream team when it comes to tourism, Chamber of Commerce. We have Newhouse in there, and we just have the right people really pushing the prosperity here in our area.
I'm very, very proud of the county that I represent, and I'm the chair of the Chamber Alliance of New York State. And hearing from other chambers, every time I sit there and I kind of go, I have a pretty damn good county.
Yeah, it's nice, especially in the state of New York. You're hearing bad things, bad publicity now and then, but our county seems to be thriving pretty damn good.
It's definitely thriving.
So that's awesome to hear. Any future plans for the chamber? Anything changing? I know you just moved into your new headquarters there.
Yeah.
How's that going?
Yeah, we love it. We're above the Wallkill Valley Federal Savings and Loan Building on North Plank Road. Even though the building's there, we service the whole county. Between Frank and myself, we are road warriors.
Yeah, I mean, you're always running around. I never know what location you're in. So you're at so many different events and always making sure you support. You never say no to help someone else. So it's awesome to see. I mean, I'm sure your calendar's absolutely slammed for you to fit this on for 30 minutes. It's pretty awesome.
I love what I do. I'm very passionate about what I do, and I thank the members every day for allowing me to do it.
So anything else, any special events coming up or anything, any tweaks you're making to grow this a little more this year?
We have some programming this year that's different, that's going to help us grow. Alexa Kaiser, she was our chamber coordinator, just recently got promoted to operations and program manager because we realized, okay, we need somebody focused on these programs. And she loves mentoring. She helps chair our emerging professionals committee. So yeah, she's really taken charge of our programming. We have our events that are coming up, our golf. We're taking a trip to Greece. So
I was going to bring that up. So it's Greece. And where was it last year? It
was Italy last year. Most people don't realize that the chambers, our events are non-dues revenue, right?
Yep.
So I haven't increased the dues on our members in 5 years.
And it's growing
because of non-dues revenue. So there's actually businesses out there that are tourist businesses that only work with chambers. And the reason why they do it is because they get the wholesale prices, and then we get a cut of the pie, for lack of a better word. And what's so cool is that last year I actually got to meet the Chamber of Commerce president from Rome.
Really?
Yeah. So
that's very interesting.
Chambers are international. Most people don't realize that. So I got to meet with him, and while Rome is very focused on tourism, it's the component of commerce that supports the tourism, right?
Yeah.
And so that was a very interesting meeting for me.
That must have been absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
Just two different cultures mixing and talking how they grow their local economies and their businesses.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. That's really awesome. So, I mean, from my point of view, if you're a small business, I think first off, they just need to talk to you because it's contagious and you do a great job, not just selling it, but supporting it, which is most important.
Thank you.
And you're putting the right people together. And I didn't realize you're talking to some of the best business minds in our area. And granted, they're not the biggest, but they're super intelligent to whether survive through the hard times and the good times. So that's awesome. And also just come check out an event and just talk to some people. You have a great board too behind you. And it's just talking to them and knowing that people are there to support you is the biggest thing I found from it. Just going for even the small little events that we do at one of the local businesses at a bar.
Yeah.
I talked to people and sold a car in just in 2 seconds that I haven't talked to. He was considering looking at a car and he switched his mind on the brand of a car just because I was there talking to him.
Oh, wow. Was that at the Sweeney's?
Yeah. So it was just those little conversations go a long way. And I'm not there to sell cars. I'm there to kind of hear other people's ideas and where they're at.
Sure.
But it was amazing to see, and I highly recommend at least having a conversation with you about it.
Thank you.
And I can't say enough good things about you. Seriously, it's been a breath of fresh air. And even my cousin Brian, like, was it 2020? It was just different, and now you just felt the whole change. So we appreciate everything you do,
Well,
especially for our
appreciate
county. So any last thoughts you have from the chamber or from Orange County that you want to share with everyone?
Well, I'll share with you that I bought my very first car from Healy Brothers.
Oh, look at that! This isn't a paid ad, anyone, but that's awesome.
My dad is a GM retiree. We were raised as GM kids, and my very first Chevy Cavalier was bought from Healy Brothers.
Well, that's awesome. We appreciate it, and hopefully many more to come for the family. And then also you have a brother-in-law that works for us as well.
I do. Mark Mojica.
Mr. Mojica.
Yep.
One of the
Love
best,
him to
one of the
pieces.
sweetest men on the planet right now.
Yeah, and he's a specialist when it comes to bad credit financing.
He is. I mean, he's one of the best in the business.
Yeah.
And I think every single person at our Chrysler Dodge Jeep location would say so for sure. All right, well, Heather, thank you so much for jumping on. I really
for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
And we have to jump back on. Hopefully we'll get like Amanda and the whole crew, the A team here.
Oh,
one
that
day.
would be awesome. I'll coordinate it.
Yeah,
for
okay,
you.
excellent. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healy Brothers on all social platforms.